Oh, we are live. Somebody's on her way over here. She's busy getting something. How's everybody doing? We got Teapot and Terminator in the house. And this is not streaming on Rumble. So if you're watching this on Rumble, you can't. That made a lot of sense.
Can or cannot?
Cannot. Hey, Starla.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Late to the party.
Oof. Man, it's hot here.
Yeah. It was nice yesterday.
So how's everybody's week going? Ours?
Different.
I didn't get much done, be honest with you. I didn't get much done.
I got a lot done.
So you think. A lot for you.
Yeah, I've been in the freezer, so yeah, getting ready for festival. So we leave Saturday.
House sitters will be here.
Yep. Animals will get taken care of. It's another thing about community is, it's really important. You can know who's watching your house and not going through your drawers and safe and all
Rosie's
that stuff.
Here.
Hey, Rosa.
So what'd you do with the freeze jar?
Oh man. Well, we sold out of goulash. So I've got goulash in there right now that's ready to come out. I got more goulash cooking, which when we get off here, I'll do the pasta and then get that in there. And then I had already done the lamb goulash. And then I've got stuff to do more pot roast. I know I'm going to need that for SRF. And probably need to get more ham and cheese chips. I got small bags, but not a lot of big bags.
Right.
So I'm going to have to get the bigger bags done. So we'll get that going. But I've got time for that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but so just trying to work everything. It's warm, no AC. So the freeze dryer does sometimes take a little bit longer.
Because it's hot and humid. It's been super humid here. Way more humid than I ever remember it being. And because I grew up in this area, not this area, but I grew up close enough that it's not too terribly different.
Well, we have more rain. So that's what's happening. It's raining at night. And then, it's cloudy in the morning, right? Because it rained. Mm-hmm. And then all the water's got to evaporate. And then, the sun comes out. It's like simple science.
They're up there. They're not right here.
So then you get all of that and it causes humidity. And so now I know with what's the change we've had just in the last 5-10 minutes, it's going to rain again tonight.
Oh, yeah.
So we need to get the feed out of the truck and put up.
As soon as we're done, I was waiting for the heat to roll off.
To break. I don't know if that's going to happen. But.
Well, it usually cools down around 8:30. So I'll take the animals out and get them on pasture. And then after they're done, I'll get the feed out. It only takes about 20-25 minutes to get it done. Yeah. That's the whole thing. I've had wet underwear for the last 2 weeks because I'm either sweating my butt off or I'm out working in the rain. So
inevitably somebody calls me and it'll be the middle of the afternoon and they're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, changing my clothes. I am soaking wet. So it just is what it is.
But you know what? It's one of those things, keeping the AC off, money aside, because it does increase the bill a lot.
It's actually helped.
It's helped a lot because we're much more acclimated. In fact, going in and out of the AC at work just wears me apart.
It's hurting you.
It does. It really does. I was passed out at 7:15 last night. I was so tired.
Yeah, I think it was earlier than that last night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, you were pretty wiped. But so it is difficult. So, but no, I've got it. I've had a lot of people ask me, how are you doing it without AC? I'm doing fine.
Don't lie to them, though. You almost capitulated.
I almost did.
You almost gave in last Thursday.
It was so hot. I was dying, but I did. I got some wash rags, put some wet towels and all that stuff on me and did okay. Yeah. I did that I had to do that, 2 days in a row?
Yeah.
And then got through it and it was fine.
Well, and we've been talking. There's some things we can do, and you guys can do these things too if you just think about it. We create these little microclimates. So if you go back and watch some of our videos, we got a tomato plant on the southwest corner of the house, which is right here on the kitchen. And in the summertime, that corner back there was always hot. Even when the AC was going, it was like this little hot spot in the kitchen.
Dying when I was canning, cooking anything. It was just bad.
And you've seen the tomato plant, and it's growing up the wall. Well, that's blocking all the heat from actually hitting the wall straight on. I mean, there's still a little bit, and it comes in through the window, but it's not nearly as hot. And then we built the porch. I think I talked about this last week too. And that shades part of the west side of the house. So in the evening, it's nice and cool.
And that actually turns out to be the better corner. I'm a little bit worried about what I have in the incubator right now, because that actually turns out to be the better corner. And unfortunately, like an idiot, I put the incubator in the wrong corner.
What do you mean the better corner?
So it's shaded in there so that heat's not coming in. I've been fighting the humidity in the incubator like crazy. That's why, did you notice I moved the shades? So yeah. I've been fighting like he's trying to get more airflow, and I'm like, no. And so, anyway, but. Wow.
Maple's already turning color.
Dude, really?
Up in the Great White North. That's wild.
Crazy. It's lush and green here. The rain has been a blessing. I think everybody is going to get a third cut.
Yeah. Of hay. Third cut of hay.
Mm-hmm.
Starla says you can also work at night. This is true. In fact, we were just talking with Darren. He was saying there's been places up at his house, hacks for the homesteader. There've been places nights up at his house where he's working from like 10 to 2 and then sleeping late and sleeping through the heat of the day, which, I mean, they do that. They used to do that down in Mexico.
Yeah. Right? And that's actually, the news has actually been suggesting that as well. So, but they've got a really cool setup, and they actually have a trailer cart. Mm-hmm. And then there's a pole on it. I don't know if you've ever seen it. I've heard about it. Yeah. That's how he was able to work on my truck. And so then there's a little pole, and then they've got a really bright light that comes down to light up a football field. So, which we have those lights. Problem is you need a very large extension cord for that. So we got to figure that one out.
It says it's 103. And wherever Wingfield is, I don't know. It doesn't feel like 103.
Here?
Yeah.
It's not, I don't think it's hot. It's just humid. So, but we've got rain coming in. I'm not going to complain, except for I need to get the tomatoes in.
Yeah, you do, because we've got so much rain. They're starting to burst because they're getting too much water.
Yeah. And they are sweet. Ooh, those are so good.
Yeah. You're going to have some good seeds to trade. If you're going to be at Midwest.
Yeah, this bush has got to be over 8 feet tall. I'm going to need a ladder. As soon as it cools down, I'm going to go in and reclip some stuff and try to harvest a few things, but I have to reclip it. But it's getting taller than the house almost now. So.
Well, and we just kind of let it go. Normally, I try to keep the tomato plants trimmed.
I do not,
because the energy that's going into the leaves when it's growing can go into the fruit. Once it starts fruiting out, you want to start clipping it back so that energy goes into making the fruit bigger.
Well, these are sweet cherry tomatoes, and so for what I'm seeing, they're bigger than what you get at the grocery store.
Yeah, so, that's not saying much.
Well, what I'm doing is working. So. I'm not going to change it, and I like it. And I always I see so many people trim their tomatoes back, and they do all of that, and that's fine for a little bit, but I don't know. I don't agree with it, but I've seen a lot of people lose a lot of vegetables because of that.
Starla, is that the size? Money. That's how much it's costing.
What is it?
I assume that's money, right?
$1.24 and $2.24 here. So I was over at Sam's Club to pick up a couple things, and I looked at the clamshell 1.5 pounds of cherry sweet tomatoes that don't taste as good as ours do, and it was $8.
Yeah,
$8.
Okay, what are you doing to fight the blight there, Lucy? Share what you're trying to do or what you're doing.
Yeah, so we have. I actually got this from somebody, Richard. He has a YouTube channel, and Richard Platchett, I think. And so he did something, and you just take water and oxygen peroxide, and there's a combination that you put in together. I've got it written on the pump, but I can get that to you, Lucy, if you need it. And then you just go out and spray, and you want to spray in the middle of the day, And then, because you want that sun to beat up on the tomatoes, and that'll take care of your blight. Worked for me. Last year, we had a really bad problem.
So Starla,
That
the tomatoes,
We actually have tomatoes on them.
on those,
Mhm.
there were none
Already.
out there. There were none out there a couple of days ago. In fact, there were very
When
few.
I went out and clipped, there were. So maybe I need to go check that again because maybe rabbits got out there.
I don't know. They're not very tall. They're only what, 1.5 feet?
Yeah,
Some of them aren't
yeah.
even that tall.
No. So,
But we
which
didn't
is
get them in.
weird.
They've only been in the ground for 3 weeks.
Yeah, it has.
We didn't get the tomatoes in until July 1st. Well,
Was it
June.
July
It was
1st?
June 31st. Yeah, we got them in. We got them in early. They're healthy. We lost some.
Yeah,
We lost about
rabbits.
10 of them, but they're nice and healthy.
They're trucking along.
Yep.
I'm excited to see how they get. See if we're gonna save those seeds.
And the Japanese beetles, because of the rain,
Haven't really been.
well, they're out there. They're out there. You can see some of them, but they're not nearly as bad as they were last year.
Yeah.
Last year, you could walk out and shake the tree,
And-
and it was like a cloud.
Yeah. Yep. So that's been interesting. And then, yeah, I don't know. So just trying to get everything ready for festivals. A spray with baking soda water with a little veggie oil and
Little eco-friendly soap.
interesting. I don't know if that would work here. Because you really want the sun to purify.
What is that?
That was a
I
chicken.
hope somebody didn't get hurt.
I don't know.
Chickens are fighting each other for some reason. They're
It's hot.
well, it's
Everybody's
hot.
cranky.
The hot and the young ones are getting to the point now where they're starting to really work on the pecking order.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of fighting and a lot of feathers flying and just.
Which we have birds ready to go in a gen pop, but because we're leaving for festival, I don't
Hey,
think
hillbilly.
I don't think we should leave the kids with that chore of trying to get them out from underneath the ramp.
Have you
and put
watched
them
any
in.
Hillbilly Homesteaders shorts?
I
He's got the miniature donkeys.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, well,
I can't believe you
I'll
haven't
watch
watched
that.
it. You got to watch it.
I see the notifications for them, but I'm usually driving somewhere, doing something, getting feed, all of that. And once I get underneath the hopper, I can't. There's no signal. I can't even get radio in there. So, but
She was complaining at me today because we ran out of feed.
it just give me a few days notice.
Well, I told you yesterday. You didn't do
I
it.
didn't see the text message. You know that. Just like you didn't see my text messages today.
I was at work.
What was I doing? Nothing.
I don't know
Lounging
what-
around, being on vacation.
I don't know what you were doing. I'm not here during the day.
Jeez. I was actually yesterday, I was getting my glasses, trying to get my glasses fixed and had a big fight over there. And then
Did they fix them?
Kind of, sort of. She put them in. So on my glasses, they're kind of, you can see there's like a rose gold color there. And I have a real issue and I should have known better when I picked them out. I have a real issue to fake metals, and I turn everything green. And then they also will leave like marks on me and turn me
You used
green.
to get a bad rash whenever you wore them.
Nickel did that. So yeah. So
Our poor daughter inherited that.
Yeah.
And
So-
there's nickel in almost every single pair of buttonfly jeans in
Yeah.
the little buttons.
Yeah. So, but there's a little easy fix to that's worked, but well, somewhat. You just got to keep an eye on it. And then, so anyway, what she did, she put them in a jewelry cleaner, and I have one of those.
Yeah.
So I don't have to take them back anymore. And I am eligible through November to get another pair 40% off, which will be cheaper than what our insurance did. So I'm okay with that. So we'll do a couple festivals, and then I'll go get Mama a new pair of glasses
Yeah.
because she ain't getting new shoes.
Hey, there's Silver Lining showed up. How you guys doing tonight? We were just talking about what's going on around here. Tried working on the chicken tractor this weekend. It was so dang hot Saturday afternoon that I gave myself a prickly rash. So at like 3:30, I was like,
Give yourself a what?
I got a prickly rash on my back and from working outside.
What is a prickly rash?
You start sweating and you start getting the red irritation, the red bumps.
Why didn't you come in and get some comfrey and put it on it?
Because that's not for me to use. That's for you to sell.
Honey, we make it and grow it.
Okay.
Take what you need. Don't
Right.
go storing 15 bars of soap up in the cabinet that's supposed to be sold.
It wasn't.
Maybe start with one.
Shelly's not on here, is she?
Maybe start
It
with
wasn't
one.
selling.
It was selling too.
Was it?
Yes.
Oh, well.
Every festival.
I
was
paid for it,
selling.
so who cares? No, seriously, if you guys ever see Shelly from Two Old Crows, she
Got some
makes
good soap.
she makes some really good soap. I would say pretty darn close to what you used to make.
Well, she doesn't do goat's milk soap,
Right.
so hers is a little bit different. And I always use real essential oils, so in my soap. So that might be the only
Starla
difference.
says she needs to order more of the comfrey salve.
Oh, okay, good. It's
She's got a new
working?
batch. She's got a new batch that's even better.
Wait, so it's working?
Here, you want me to make it big for you?
I don't. Did she say it's working?
Thank
I was
you.
just asking.
Stupid autocorrect.
Yeah. So it what on her neuropathy?
It even works
Wait,
for neuropathy.
Wow. Awesome. Good. I'm glad. Well,
We're
if
not
it's-
medical people. This is not medical advice. But our comfrey salve is awesome. Well, tell them the difference between the last batch and this batch.
Oh, so the last batch, for those that had I don't know, some people had allergies, and you have to be careful, to coconut oil. Teapot can't do the coconut oil, so I used olive oil and comfrey, and then the beeswax. So that was the last batch. This new batch that I just did, I actually used sheet tallow and lavender and comfrey and beeswax.
That lavender will be really good.
It's going to be nice. That's going to be great for cuts. It's going to be great, just rub on to go to sleep, which I forgot to tell you. Tracy sent me home with some CBD gummies.
Shh,
No, CBD is legal.
I know.
And so, but because I was telling her what happened, I went and stopped by. So when I was in the city, I got caught yesterday in traffic. I do not do well with a lot of vehicles around me anymore, even though I grew up in the cities. I don't do well with that. And then you have the stupid idiots that are right in front of you and don't know how to do the zipper merge. And so they just lay on their brakes. And so then, I'm like shaking. And finally I go over, I realized I was having an anxiety attack.
No.
I did. It was full on. My whole body was shaking. And so then I went up, grabbed something, and I was like, because I thought that CBD store was over on that one road.
She's just telling us about her anxiety attack yesterday.
Yeah, but it wasn't. It was back on 24 highway, so I had to go all the way back in. And so I went in there, and then I was super disappointed.
So
because I walked in, they wanted to scan my ID.
Yep.
So I immediately walked out.
So Silver Lining says she likes Shelly's soap. She
Yeah.
wants to know if we're selling ours. We're not making
yet.
it. We do not have we don't have the setup yet because we don't have the processing kitchen.
But I do have a female goat coming that
As soon as you get rid of other goats.
No,
Yes.
no. Patty said I have to get it now. So I'm gonna go get it. But I did see livestock auction was open today. So I need to figure out how to get on their schedule.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
so in town, it may not be as much money as Leavenworth. At
I
this
don't
point,
care.
I don't care.
At this point, I
Right.
don't care. I'm
Yeah.
almost at the point where I'll give these things away, guys. So if you live close to us and you want a couple of male goats,
You got quinceanera coming up or something like that.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know if they're getting eaten. I'll be honest with
Come
you.
and get them.
I mean, I don't care. I don't care if they get eaten. I just don't want to know about it because I'm not going to lie. There's a bit of sentimental attachment because they're the last babies that Blackie had.
Yeah.
Before she passed.
But they got to go.
Let's see here. Starla said she got T12 compression fracture. She's not taking any painkiller.
Awesome. Starla, I'm so glad that's working for you. I know, and that's going to help heal your bones too. So I'm so happy about that. I'm glad it's working. So yeah, girl, just let me know and we'll figure out what to do and get it shipped out to you. And now I can do shipping cheaper. So I finally
tell them, share what you found so that if anybody else is shipping.
Right. So pirateship.com, you can go in and it's up to, I think it's 70, 80% off. And so basically you go in and you put the size of the package in, the weight of the package, and then what else did it do? It did it asked for your shipping address and then where you're shipping it to. And then it actually compares like FedEx and UPS and USPS and all that thing. So you know how much everything is. All these packages that were way smaller than what I shipped out for $7.17. Priority, by the way, USPS. And it was a big, big box. And so basically I've been paying anywhere between and eating money. I've been paying anywhere between $10.40 all the way up to $28. And then I've been like Starla's package, I'm really sick about because that one I could have got way cheaper. That one was me and Starla, I can't remember what was it, like 30, I think it was 70 something because she had already paid. We thought it was going to be 35. And then, and then she owed another $37.
Yep.
So it was crazy. So we won't be doing that no more. We'll be and I was nervous. He was just going to take the package to work so it could get picked up. And like, no, I've never used this company before. We were told about it a long time ago, but I was always nervous about it. And I'm like, let me walk this down there because if I'm only going to eat $7, I just want to make sure that it actually works and it's not a scam.
Right.
And sure enough, I took it to the post office and she was like, yeah, no, everything looks good. And I was like, great. So we'll just be doing that from now on. And he can literally take it to work and anybody that picks up there, he can just ship it out there. That saves me gas money.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to be driving back and forth everywhere. Because if I want UPS or FedEx, I have to go a ways. I mean, I'm driving literally what.
And then you run the risk of getting an anxiety attack because nobody's zipper merges.
They don't merge, and then they throw on their brake. You think you're funny? It's not.
No,
funny.
I'm not trying to be funny. I thought
I was going to have a heart attack.
I'm not trying to be funny. I hate. Listen, guys, I worked in downtown Kansas City for 20 plus years, so me and city traffic. I know city traffic. I know now after living even further out in the country than we were. I hate going to Kansas City now.
Yeah,
I really do.
It's crazy.
Really hate it. And going through St. Louis,
Worse.
which we're going to have to do not next weekend.
Well,
no,
because we go north at Lake St. Louis, so it won't be as bad.
Well, when we go to Kentucky and Tennessee,
No, I'm totally figuring out. I've got a store now. I can go get those CBD gummies, or we can just stop in Missouri, I guess. I don't know. And then just get something, and it takes about 45 minutes to kick in.
Howdy, Tambra.
And so,
but it's a dry heat, right? Right, Tambra? Are you on the eastern side of the state?
Where's shit?
Well, you missed it a little bit earlier. We were talking about how muggy it is here and how hot it's been. Yeah.
Yeah, but we made it through, and then and are making it through. But I think you need to put for the kids for this weekend.
They're weak.
Honey, they're not weak. They're not used to this. And I think you need to put the window unit in.
No, I am helping them prepare for what's coming.
No, it's not right.
I am helping them.
That's not right. No, we're going to put that in.
Hey. I think Joseph says he hates city traffic. I think he left a word out there. We get what you're talking about. We're communicating. We got
you know what? And it's so funny. It's interesting to me because I've always learned when I'm driving, you want to pay attention to the truckers and how they're driving, especially in weather. And you want to follow them. Now, I'm in a big truck, right? So I have to be careful. I can't get too close because, doing all that. If you drive a big truck, don't be an idiot. And when they're doing 65, go past them and do 75, 80 or more. Because you're actually going to cause that truck. There's like I don't even know what you call it. Like each one, I've noticed if you do that, then if the semi truck's passing me, I've noticed it. And it literally throws my truck over. And then I've seen other people do that to other semi trucks and it throws them over. Just be smart when you're driving.
Tambra says 106 in the shade.
Wow.
That sounds like when I was in Arizona.
Yeah.
They said it was over 119 degrees for the last month in Phoenix.
Dad and Linda are up in Washington. Well, they were when I talked to
I'm
them the
sorry.
other day, but well, they're coming back from Victoria Island, and so is that right? Was it Victoria Island or it was Vancouver Island?
Vancouver.
So Vancouver Island, and so they're coming back from there, and they were in Washington, and he said it was miserable. It was really really hot.
Oh, there's Chuck.
Hi, Chuck.
Chuck and I have been talking. We're going to
Uh-oh.
do a live sometime in the next couple of weeks.
Uh-oh.
And I think it's going to be a really good one. I got some good topics and some
Yeah?
good subject matter.
Yeah?
I think
All right.
I think you guys are going to really like it.
Yeah. Hey, Chuck, did you see I got the comfrey salve and Starla's swearing by it. She's not on pain medication. She's loving it. So really, really good.
Yeah, the heat is not good for baking, but I'm working on it.
Yeah.
You know, we were talking about that. So she was making the comfrey. She puts it in she puts the comfrey and stuff in gallon jars and then sticks them in the
Half-gallon
roast
jars.
or half-gallon jars, sticks them in the roaster, and it heats this kitchen up
does.
a good 15, 20 degrees.
Yeah,
And so
it
we were
does.
talking, you know, next time she does it, we're going to put the roaster out on the porch so that
Because the lids are on them because I'm drying the comfrey before I put it in. Now, if you use wet comfrey, right, then you have to keep lids off of it. So that would be an issue out on the front porch.
yeah, but you got the lid on it too.
Bugs are still getting
Oh.
there. Yeah. So especially outside. And then you're going to have that odor. And if I've got sheep tallow in there, now we've got raccoon problems and all that.
That's why we got a great big dog on the front porch every night.
Well, and she's doing a great job.
See what Chuck says
Yeah,
about
what
comfrey
he said.
salve.
I love it. I keep the
Keep
salve in my kits now.
Keep it in your kits.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I just did one with sheep tallow and lavender. And it's sheep tallow, lavender, and comfrey. And it's really good. Everybody's liking it.
Brian
So
says it's hot where he is.
it's hot everywhere. It's hot everywhere.
Let's see here. What do we got going on?
Faith Gay.
Joseph G says he saw somebody baking bread in his front seat. I've done the egg on a car hood. I've done that
You
before.
did also was it chorizo or something like that? Some kind of sausage when
It was chorizo.
when
Yeah.
we drove across the desert and it was 115.
We made that drive between Palm Springs and but we told this story last night or last week.
Did we?
Yeah. I think so.
Anyway, I don't think so, but anyway.
Cooked chorizo in the back of my open top Jeep driving between
No, you
Phoenix.
put
and,
it on the engine.
no,
You
it
put
was on the back. It was on the
I
back.
don't remember.
No, I
I
didn't put
thought
it
it
in the
was
engine.
like in the hood.
Faith K's in the house. How you doing, Faith? So in case you guys didn't know, last week Rosie moved out to the country and she's got a house and she's starting the country living thing. So
Yay.
any encouragement you guys can give her, go ahead and give it to her.
Yes. Yeah, she's gonna need it because it can get overwhelming.
On vacations, my parents would make grilled cheese for me on the engine.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. But yeah, so got that going on. And then let's see. So the goats, that kind of thing. Oh, I need to get the bathroom finished, but I need you to finish up in the bathroom so that I can actually finish. There's a trim piece missing.
Oh, you need to do the grout too.
Well,
So Joseph, you know, we're a Sun Oven affiliate. So if anybody's looking for a Sun Oven, you can go down below in the description and get
that one.
get one. We love our Sun Oven. In fact, I don't know why we're not using it more this summer.
Well, I don't know either. That's kind of dumb, isn't it? We've got 3 of them.
Yep. So, okay, Starla needs some help. Starla says, I'm looking for someone to make a metal and Velcro brace for my foot. Well, no, keep my foot and ankle straight from droopsy foot going into my leg brace.
Hacks, maybe.
I don't know. Don't they sell stuff like that?
I believe they do.
So Chuck wants to know where you moved to, Rosie. I don't know if I'd tell him. He's kind of shady.
Next
Did
thing
we
you
miss?
know, you'll be showing up for
Did we
dinner
miss Skeins?
and keto.
Oh, Skeins did. I see it right there.
Come in.
Skeins is
Hey,
here.
hey.
And then we got from the other corner of the country, Rickster showed up.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, Starla, if you need their email or whatever, let me know, and I'll get it to you. And you and Darren talk about that. I bet you if anything, he's the one that can create it, because if Darren can't fix it, nobody can.
Can't be fixed. Oh, Skeins is going to pick up an Azure Standard order. You know, we have never used that.
No.
We were always going to the Bishop's Pantry.
Well, and Bishop's Pantry is sold out, so there's not. Well, I don't know that for sure this year because I haven't been back there, but I can't imagine they got a lot going on right now. And then, but Azure Standard, there wasn't. Well, one, I didn't really know about it when we were in Missouri, and I didn't know if there was like where the pickup site and all that stuff is. Now that I have more friends involved in it, now we're figuring it out. But every time I go in to order something, they're sold out. So,
well, there's a lot of that going on. Did you see that when you were picking up stuff for the goulash the other day?
yeah. So I went in. I figured I'll just be a little teeny bitty lazy, and instead of having to defrost and then take a few more days, because I didn't want the freeze dryer down that long.
Mm-hmm.
So and I defrost naturally and that kind of thing. And so I went in to Cecil Case, and I was like looking around, couldn't find any stew meat. So Saturday.
Oh yeah.
And couldn't find any, or was it Friday? I can't remember. Anyways, so a few days ago, and I looked at the butcher and I'm like, "Do you have stew meat?" And he was like, "Yeah, it should be." And he opens it up and he goes, "Oh, we always keep it right here. We're sold out." I'm like, "I know." And so he said, "Well, they'll make more tomorrow." He's like, "But you could just go ahead and, here's chuck roast, or, this one would be good. Here's the marbling and all of that." And I looked at the price and I said, "Dude, I want stew meat. I don't want a chuck roast at $9 a pound." And I looked at it and I said, "So I'll just go back to my freezer and I'll let the harvest rate rest another day." And he looked at me and goes, "I completely understand."
I think that is a given.
What did she say?
She wants to know if Rosie's going to be at SRF.
Oh yeah, all of us are going to be at the Three Sisters. All of us. Yep. So Faith K, if you're going to be there, make sure you come and see me, and I'll be cooking.
So Richter won't get his new. Won't get fixed until the 14th. He's been duct taping himself.
Oh my God.
That's country.
Oh.
That is country.
A redneck medicine right there.
Listen, my dad was a coach, so we used athletic
tape is standard.
We used athletic tape for everything. Oh, she's going to be there. Faith is going to be there. Good. Awesome.
Yeah, we'll love
Drop
to
by
see
the tent.
Nice.
Throw things at us. Throw at her. Don't throw things at me. Throw things at her.
Throw it at him when we do our class. You just throw stuff up there. But yeah.
The thumbs up on the app. No idea.
The what?
She's the phone user. Where's the thumbs up on the YouTube app?
You have to go down or you have to get out of comments and then go to the actual video, and then you can go in and hit the thumbs up button. And then you can go back into comments. Okay. Yeah.
Now, don't be giving away no, Faith. You don't owe me anything.
What'd she say?
We don't keep a ledger around here, remember? Apparently I did something and she feels she needs to whack me.
You can whack him.
Isn't living with her enough punishment?
It's the opposite.
Oh my goodness.
I feed you and make sure you're clothed.
What's this? Do you still have the buggy trailer?
Yeah.
The buggy.
Could I pay for it and pick up the expo thing? Yeah, sure.
How are we going to get to the expo?
Which expo?
How can we get it to the expo? Because we've got a trailer on there.
Oh, right. No, Starla, you'll have to come up here. Shoot.
Or you can take it to her since she's having surgery.
Well,
meet her halfway.
When does she want it?
You guys talk it out. Don't talk about it.
Yeah, Starla, text me and we'll figure it out.
Okay, Joseph says, in order the thumbs up, Midwest. Oh, yeah, you can pick it up in Midwest.
Oh, girl, we're 30 minutes from there.
Not
you
even
just
that
come
much.
pick it up from the house.
Joseph G says, X out of live chat to hit the thumbs up, and then go back to comments to go back into live chat. There you go.
That's it.
Shoot, we'll even throw some extra stuff on there you can take home with you.
Extra
Need a
stuff.
dog?
No, you're not getting rid of my dogs. So they're finally, everything's working out.
No, it's not.
They love you. They just want attention from you.
So they don't pay attention. They were out on the road again this morning.
Well, their collar is not on Dolly right now. It's charging because
Dolly-
it was dead yesterday.
Dolly was a good girl. Dolly was on the porch.
She
I went
did
out
good?
this morning, and Fancy, the Pyrenees, and Freya were out on the road again.
Well, they are the ones that have not lived here the longest. And I swear, I think Dolly, I'm pretty sure she knows your schedule. So she probably knew to be up on the porch.
No, she stayed on the porch all morning long. She was a
Sure.
good girl this morning.
Okay.
Well, she's gotten into this habit. Anytime she's in her crate and I stick my hand in there to pet her goodbye, she nips at me. But it's not a
Bad.
bad nip. It's a
She's just saying, hey, this is my safe
Yeah.
space.
unless I got an ice cube in my hand, then she's all about getting that ice cube.
Yeah. Yeah. She loves her ice.
But no, seriously, you can have a dog. Yeah, take a goat home too.
Yeah, I got goats for you. Style it. I'll throw in a goat. Throw in 2,
But
maybe 3.
then,
Starla's down in Texas. She could just take them and then resell them.
well, the Mexicans love them.
Oh yeah, and the 2 twins, they're at a good size for roasting. So we just don't
talk
want.
about what I just say. I said I don't want to know
I
about it.
was gonna follow up with, we just don't want to know.
Yeah. Let's see what else we have happening around here. Oh, we got one baby chick. The broody hen hatched one baby chick.
Because so I went through eggs because I had to get them in the freeze dryer, and let me tell you what happened.
The eggs that had the embryos in them
Some,
came from the chicken coop and not her.
no, there was actually formed birds in there.
Those came from the chicken coop.
And so I don't know, but anyway,
Well, okay. So they sat in there for 2 days because they didn't get picked up, and then they came in here and sat for another 3 days before you started. Probably longer than that.
it was longer. Than
And it's
that.
been warm enough that you didn't have to have a chicken sitting on it.
Well, what I'm saying is there were a few eggs in there that there were already bodies.
Yeah, I know. I ran across a couple too.
Yeah. So we just have to be careful. Maybe start marking who's broody and
Yeah.
not collect from that.
Well, Faith, it's kind of weird. She's been broody before, and this is the first time that we've let her sit on her eggs. That she literally sat on eggs for 45 days.
Yeah. So we were like, well, this isn't good.
Yeah. So, and it got to the point where she would kick the eggs out of the nest, and I'd get rid of them, and there'd be more eggs in there, and she'd sit on them, and it got to the point where I just let it be, and she hatched the one baby, and then she buried the rest of the eggs.
Which I think she knew that the eggs weren't
Yeah.
viable. So, and it's weird because when I was buying chicks, right, they would always come and they were yellow. This little chick is all black.
Mhm.
So I have no idea.
One of those gray
I don't know.
Okay,
But
so Starla wants to know how many chickens we have now. We've got.
oh my gosh, did you count them all?
We got close to 60.
It might be more than that. And then I've got another 49 in the incubator. We'll see how many we get from that. What are you doing?
So-
It's too hot.
So Tambra is right up to a point. So whenever you get the eggs, if you let the chickens sit on them, you can tell by candling them.
Right.
And she's right. Tamra's right too. You got to have a rooster. You're not going to get fertilized eggs if you don't have a rooster.
Right.
We actually had that conversation with somebody this last week.
Right.
They thought they didn't like roosters. Well, they knew. But anyway,
They knew.
but we had that conversation. But after about a week and a half, if you candle them, which is you just get in the dark room and take a flashlight and stick them on them, you can actually see the embryo starting. It starts out as looking like a little shadow, but after about a week, there's enough development
see
inside
the
there. You
blood
can
veins.
actually see the veins and everything.
Yeah. And just because you see them doesn't mean they're going to be.
Yeah, they may
They're gonna hatch.
make it. They make halfway and pass or
Right.
whatever. I mean, we've taken we've emptied out the incubators and had eggs that were almost hatched.
Yeah.
You know, they're almost, but they did, something happened and they didn't make
And
it.
it's fluctuation of temperatures, fluctuation of humidity, and all of that. What I have found, and Mrs. Hacks was asking me about this, what I have found, especially with the turkeys, I get 2 very thick towels and I fold them in half and I lay them on top of the incubator, and that helps me control the humidity in there. So I know exactly what's going on.
Okay, so I lost all my duck eggs for turkey eggs. Mom and duck kept moving the eggs. You know what? And that happens. Tamara says, I don't like to let my hens sit on eggs. They usually won't stay in the same nest. Okay, so the solution to that problem is you need to have a brooder set up, someplace where you can ice, like a dog kennel or something, and you literally take mama and all the eggs and stick them in the nest, and you make it so she can't move around. One of the problems that we have is that the broody hens in the nesting boxes will switch boxes because, you know, they
kind of tag team it.
Well, you can have like twice as many boxes as what you need, but they'll pick like 2 or 3 of them and they'll sit in them.
Those are the ones they're always in.
So mama jumps up to go get some water and some food,
and another girl jumps
and
on.
she comes in there and there's somebody sitting on the eggs. So then it just becomes a complete mess. So like I said, the way to get around that is having someplace to put the chickens where they won't move around. Seeing, I would love to have an incubator that big, but we've been talking. I mean, we could do.
That's what Life Done Free and Hack Brother Hitch. That's what they've got.
Yeah, you know. And we could do. If we borrow, we could get almost 200 eggs. What, 196 eggs? If we borrow B's little one.
Mm-hmm. No, not little. That was the big one. But remember, I had it in the wrong corner.
Yeah.
That's how I figured out that was a bad corner.
But we started talking about it, and we want to get to the point where next year we're not incubating anything. We want to be able to have the chickens naturally raising the chicks or hatching the chicks, because our thought is, what happens if the electricity goes out for an extended period of time? What happens?
You're gonna lose your eggs.
Yeah, and, you know, and admittedly, it's the prepper in me that thinks about these kind of stuff more than a homesteader. But, you know, if I believe what I say I believe, then I think it's a distinct possibility, if not a probability. Well, probability, if not a probability.
Well, how many times have we lost electricity? Which, by the way, if it gets cool again, you need to go get that gravel from over at Tags, and we got to get this set so I can get the plumber over here, because this winter is going to be rough.
No, you know, Tamber, that's the best way to do things. That is the best way to do things. Find things used.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're pretty good in the community. I mean, I think even if they're starting a business, so I'm not sure about that. But
Starla's got a lot of time sitting around waiting for tests and everything, so she's doing a lot of philosophical thinking. You know, and that, I guess that falls.
I didn't see.
Can you be an antichrist and still be a patriot? Antichrist with a small a.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. How would that work?
Can an atheist be a patriot?
That's not what she said. She said antichrist.
An antichrist, not the antichrist. There's a difference. And you'll hear people, Spags talks like this too. Not like what they're saying, but what I'm saying. There's a difference between an antichrist with a small a and the antichrist with a big A. An antichrist is just somebody that disavows Christianity. Okay, not an atheist, but somebody that disavows it. Right? Okay. It's where the antichrist is, exactly like Faye said, all capital letters. It's the full on, you know, running with the hellhounds and doing all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Well,
Oh, anarchist. Well, that kind of changes it.
so anarchists can be patriots.
I think so.
Yeah.
I like my take on it better. I like my. I'm sorry. Faith had to capitalize it in order for me to see it
You need glasses. Would you go get your eyes checked?
because it costs money.
Babe, we have insurance.
I see it now.
And
Faith.
your prescription is not even nearly as strong as mine.
I see it now. Oh. Well, maybe it's not that I misread it. Maybe that it's just what I saw.
Huh. I'm gonna go let the dogs out.
The goats are out. I guarantee you that's why she's freaking. Oh my goodness. You know what? I've been thinking about it a lot. I'm not gonna lie. You know. There's a lot of stuff going on. I've been reading a lot of stuff about the state of the modern church in America, and yeah, it's been on my mind. But yes, I think you could be a patriot if you're an anarchist.
Ooh, we're a little stinky.
You are? I'm not. I smell like a rose.
No, you do not.
I smell like a rose.
No, you do not.
Okay, you know what? You guys aren't funny.
See, I don't have my glasses on because you won't let me wear them in front of the computer because of the glare. And now you're proving that you need glasses.
Well,
I'm relying on you for information.
I'm not going to deny that I need glasses.
Ugh.
I'm not going to.
He's always like, let me borrow your glasses. I'm like, you're not. So, that's probably why your eyes are all messed up because you've been using my glasses.
Or those stupid reading glasses.
Well, reading glasses won't hurt
yeah,
you
that's
as
what
bad
it
as
is.
mine.
It's your fault.
What?
It's your fault. My eyes are bad. I'm gonna run with that one. It's not my piss poor genetics when it comes to my eyes. It's your glasses.
How are you seeing far away?
I don't have a problem seeing far away.
How are you seeing up close? Apparently not well.
I have to hold stuff like that.
Okay, and so then what about in the middle? Because I'm a trifocal. Don't be using my glasses anymore. You need to just stick with the readers.
You know what, Skeins? I wish you'd hold them all up instead of just the middle one, okay?
Two.
So can you be an anarchist? Okay, now here's something to think about. One man's patriot is another man's traitor. So technically, yes, an anarchist could be a patriot. The anarchists that killed Archduke Ferdinand in Serbia were Serbian patriots, but look what they caused. Look what their patriotism caused. You know.
Well, I guess, are you seeing like patriot as in like the whole
an American
peaceful
patriot
and let's all get along and that kind of thing? Or are you talking about patriot like let's stand up for our rights and not let our rights be taken away? Right? So, I mean, there's a lot of underlying in that. Yeah. So I think it just depends. And this is why you build your community so that you can figure that out. Because I'm telling you, there's people that they come off and they'll say they're like-minded and they believe like you. And then inevitably they do something stupid and never apologize for it, never own it. And you just can't. So I don't know. But it's just kind of, I don't know. So anarchist is the anti-government.
Anarchists are people that do not believe in a centralized government.
So then that goes down to the license plate that I saw last week, right? In the back it said anti-government. And then on the front license plate, because we don't have to have the same license plate on both, he's a member of the Sheriff's Association. He's a deputy. So I'm going to say, yes, you can be a patriot. And in fact, Charlie was talking to him and pointed my truck out. So, yes.
Great. So you're on their radar.
I'm on their radar. I'm sure I'll be fine. So. Okay.
So we get story time. So we got out of the Marine Corps, moved back to Kansas City. This is 1995. This is when electronic billboards were big. And for all you young kids, electronic billboards were things that were before the internet, and you dial in using a modem.
We had internet in 95.
No, we didn't.
There was internet. Oh,
No,
no,
we
we
didn't.
didn't get that until DC.
No, we didn't get that until 97.
Huh.
No.
It was cell phone that we got in DC.
Yeah.
And it was like that big chunky thing. So.
But anyway, so I'm on this. I would go around to these bulletin boards and interact with people and do all that stuff. And I went to this one that was sponsored by the Kansas militia. Didn't think anything about it. You remember them? Didn't think anything about it. Well, one of the things on the bulletin boards is they automatically got your phone number because that's how you were registering and dialing in and stuff. I start getting these phone calls. Now, we lived on the Missouri side, but I start getting these phone calls from these guys wanting to know if I wanted to join their militia. And I was like, no, you guys are in Kansas. And I didn't really think anything about it, but they kept calling and kept calling. So I looked them up. These dudes were the militia that the Clintons were warning people about. That's how bad they were. It's not like they were one of these like self-defense militias, like the.
And they're still that way. We
oh yeah, man!
Literally, we get warnings all the time.
They're up in this part of the state,
yeah.
and people are like, yeah, you do not want to interact with those.
You just gotta filter, right? So, but yeah. So
but the Missouri, in Missouri,
they're bad too. I don't know.
No, Missouri militia is not bad.
Yes, it is.
No,
yes,
the one down south is not the Missouri militia. So the Constitution of Missouri.
Talking about the one that was up by St. Joe.
No, that's part of the Kansas. Those are offshoot of the Kansas militia. Those ones up by Mo.
Yeah.
No, those aren't. No, it's not the same guys.
Is it Kansas? Really? Yeah. Huh.
But
interesting.
Missouri the militia is actually written into the Constitution, and there's actually a Missouri militia that works with the state authorities for disaster relief and stuff. But they go out, and I never wanted to get with them because they were a bunch of old dudes with Army surplus gear that were LARPing, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to go LARP. I'm not going to go pretend. HG's in the house.
Aye. Yeah. So no, it's very interesting around here. And then we have another. Well, is St. Mary's? Is that militia? Is that they're the Kansas militia, aren't they?
No, that's not the Kansas militia. That's another group.
They're like the mafia, from what I have been told.
Kansas rural mafia. Imagine that.
But yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. Everybody's got a different opinion. So that goes back to the anarchist. Can an anarchist be a patriot? It just depends. Like you need a what?
Musical intro to story time. I need that. I need to be able to. So I started playing with Stream Deck. I started playing with Stream Deck, and if you don't know what Stream Deck is, it's an app you can put on your iPad that will control your computer. So you can set up pre-programmed buttons on this, and you can hit it. So like if it's story time, all I'd have to do is hit the story time button, and it would play the music if I wanted it to.
Do you know what I was saying? So you brought me that iPad,
mm-hmm.
and then I ordered that pencil for
mm-hmm.
it. And do you know what I did last night? I started working on the cookbook. I could literally just, instead of typing and going tap, 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 which is why I don't want to write my own book,
mm-hmm.
because it take me forever. It has taken me forever. I can literally go in with this pencil and I just write on it. And I was showing it to Patty today, to Mrs. Hacks, and I just write on it and it automatically types out what I'm saying. It's brilliant. And I can do cursive. It understands cursive.
Nice.
So that, or it's AI and they're just trying to figure out how I write, but good luck, because it looks like chicken scratch on that thing. So
I think they're making fun of me.
What do you say? Can you read that too?
I'm not going to, because I think they're making fun of me.
Yeah, there is one. It's called Thunder and Blaze, aka theme song for Bozo's Big Top Music Circus. I don't get it.
Circus music.
Oh, for your
For Bozo the
story
Clown
time.
HG, was that his theme song? Was that the name of it?
Huh.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh, there
Thunder
you
and
go.
Blazes.
There you go. Now
Yeah.
we learned something. We can go home now.
I'm just glad I can see and you're not yelling at me. Sorry about the glare, guys.
So what else you want to talk about?
I don't. There is a lot, so I don't know. I don't know how much I want to get into.
So okay, so last week it was either Starla or Teapot. I cannot remember which one, and one of you pipe up for whoever asked the question. But you asked me something about the Suwaki Gap.
That was Starla.
Was it Starla?
Yeah.
Starla asked me about the Suwaki Gap, and I did not know much about it. So I went and did some research on it and learned more about it. And it's the corridor that runs between Belarus and Kaliningrad, which is on the Baltic Sea coast. And there's a
Silver Lining. You know who Bozo the Clown is? Get out of here.
no. There's people that they're
Seriously?
that's an old person thing.
Uh-uh.
Yeah.
No.
Bozo died when we were young. They took
I know, it was devastating.
they took the show off the air when before our kids were born.
What? Yeah, I don't make a good horn sound.
But so it's that there's a place there where Lithuania, Belarus, and Poland all meet together. Well, the Russians have been sending the Wagner guys. In fact, the Wagner troops actually went down the corridor and they sent 100 of them into Kaliningrad, and it's becoming a real issue. The Poles are like, we will smoke anybody that comes on our territory. In fact, just today there was an incident where Belarus was flying a bunch of helicopters right up next to the border. The people in Poland were like, no, these guys flew overhead. They were on our side of the border, but the Polish Ministry of Defense said, no, they were on their territory. So could be a case of mistakes by the civilians, or it could be the fact that the Poles do not want to start World War III yet, but they will.
I think it's the latter.
And it's this is getting into that territory where there are no good guys in this equation, and the United States government is definitely not one of the good guys.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And there's some interesting things. So there's a lot of illness and stuff with just people, like little basic sicknesses and stuff like that are coming up. And it was very interesting to me because it wasn't only one lab was reported this weekend. And that actually, the one in Fresno is biochemical weapon lab. And that actually happened in March, and you're just now hearing about it. So I'd be really interested to see when, and I did not get a chance to go in and research it, but when the biochemical weapon labs, these are illegal labs, when they got busted in Pennsylvania and North Carolina.
I did not find anything out about those. I only know the one about Reedy in Northern Carolina, in the Central Valley.
Oh, I thought you said that was Fresno.
Well, no, it was Reedy, which is further south than Fresno. That's quite a bit further south.
Okay, well, interesting. So Fresno, it is on the Google, and that happened in March.
It's on the Googles.
It's on the Googles. My daddy looked it up, and so he told me about it. He said, "Oh yeah, I see this right here." He goes, "But," and she goes, "Why are we just not hearing about this? This happened in March," and I was like, "Oh, I don't know."
Yes.
What do you say?
Yes, they are. The Poles are saying that their border is secure.
Yeah.
In fact, it's kind of funny because the video I was watching actually showed Polish border guards standing on one side of the fence, and so what the Russians are doing is they're flying all these immigrants into Moscow, giving them passports so they can traverse the country and go through Belarus, and then they're telling them, yeah, go through the fence into Poland. And so there's all these illegal immigrants standing or sitting on the Belarus side of the fence, waiting to sneak over. Okay, so Rabbit's asking how many Marines. I don't know how many Marines are there, but there's 1,100 troops in Nigeria because they've got a major drone base that's in northern Nigeria. So that the question is it going to be another Afghan withdrawal type of thing, or is it going to be something, I don't know. I don't
What
know.
I'm concerned about is the fact that we're fighting their military,
I
because
don't
they're
know
saying
how-
this was a military coup.
Well, it was a
And-
military coup, and they're pro-Russian.
It's going to
So
be
see,
bad. It's going to be
and-
bad.
And what people don't realize about this is that's the French's that's the French the French's political
Territory,
backyard.
right?
That's where they've got all the influence. And
And there's a lot of money in Nigeria.
Burkina, Mali, and the other country there in West Africa and Nigeria, they're like, hey, don't send any troops down here because it's not going to work out well. Wagner, the Russians sent Wagner, and let's be completely straight up and honest about it. Wagner is an extension of the Soviet or the Russian government. All right. And so what that's going to do is the French got one of two choices. They either
Comply.
they either face the Russians in Africa, through their proxies, or they retreat to Europe, which is going to mean that they're going to become more involved in European politics, which is going to put them in direct conflict with the Russians because of what's going on in Eastern Europe. I'm not. They're more their Blackwater. They're more their Blackwater than the French Foreign Legion. Because one thing about the French Foreign Legion is the only French in the French Foreign Legion are officers. Yeah, that's what she was just talking about. These labs, they found okay. And here's something to watch out, guys. I noticed this.
It's actually three of them this week.
Well, Casey Little.
Well, and that 4.
Casey Little out said these other ones. I've not found anything about the other ones. The one in California is the only one that they're reporting.
Yeah.
But the media can't ignore this, so they're talking about it. Now, you got to be careful about this because you got some people, they are illegal bio labs. You've got people that are calling them bioweapons labs.
Right.
And I'm not saying they aren't, but what I'm saying is they haven't confirmed that yet. They don't know what they are at this point. And people that are off the bat calling them bioweapons labs fall in that category of the doom mongers, the preppers that we talk about, the online preppers.
I don't think that's true.
I think
that's
they
true.
are.
You
can't.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
You cannot.
No. What purpose is a biolab for? It's for creating, and especially if it's illegal, it is for creating some sort of weapon. So you're creating illness to put out into the country.
The big theory beyond the weapons lab is that they were testing stuff so they could make their test kits.
Oh, just like the China flu. How about that?
Angela, I said I'm not saying they're not bioweapons labs. What I'm saying is you need to be careful.
What
where
I'm
you go on
saying
this.
is that welcome to America. You are now one of the largest medical experiment, part of the largest medical experiment.
It's been that way for 3 years.
I never thought that I was elaborate till now. So
Prigozhin's not their Cheney. I don't think we got anybody that compares with Prigozhin. Prigozhin's the leader of the Wagner. I'm sorry, I didn't mean for start turning political, talking
there's
about
so
political
much
stuff.
stuff going on.
Yeah.
But we also have to be so very careful to make sure that we don't turn our heads from the goal, right? Don't get distracted. You have to make sure that you keep working on your goals. And so one of the things I believe that this fake media and a lot of the stories that are put out and what our government is doing, they want to keep you scared, because if they can keep you scared, they can come and save you. So we need to be very, very careful, very careful. Just keep prepping, keep storing, keep doing everything that you need to keep going. Just keep doing it and move forward.
Well, and this is one of the downsides of the globalization that's taken place, is we've opened up, we've become open to these kind of things. And in fact, they've got a quarantine going on in Southern California right now that's about 270 square miles.
I didn't know that.
Or 79 square miles. The Tao fruit fly, which came from Asia.
Right.
And if they find a fly any place in that area, they clear cut all the crops within 200 meters.
Get out of here.
Yeah, they're cutting it because they're trying to keep it, because that's how destructive it is. But this is, it came here, probably innocuously, probably
Well, if
came in
we
a ship.
didn't import so much crap from Asia.
Probably, it probably came in the ship, but they, there's some question, is this legal? Because that, to me, it's fallen into the whole chicken flu thing.
That would be war for me. I'm just gonna say that would be war for me. You come to my gate, just like the avian flu, they're gonna come and kill our chickens and our turkeys and all of that stuff. The hell you are. I'll meet you with a gun at the gate. And then I'm gonna call our local sheriff, who's also constitutional, and I'm gonna let him know that you're trespassing.
And what she's talking about is the state of Kansas was rolling around, if they found a flock with the avian flu, they were going to destroy all the chickens.
They were even asking, they were asking neighbors to tattle on each other. Call in and let us know who's got a chicken flock.
Yeah.
And here's the thing with that. Here's what drives me crazy. So this, and true story. So this is part of the problem with the USDA, right? So I knew a guy that was actually raising chickens, rabbits, and all that stuff, and he was selling them. And so he would make sure he had everything USDA processed and all that. So he had a cooler. So the USDA would come on his property, and then they would do the blood draws from the chickens to see if they had avian flu. And guess what they did? This is Luke.
They reused it.
They reused the damn needle. So he ended up kicking them off the property.
Okay, and we need to talk about this. So Faith wanted to know how we knew it was connected to the Chinese. And Joseph G made the point that it was owned by the PLA. So Faith, what they did was they started tracing who was renting this building, because it was in a great big warehouse. They caught it on a codes enforcement violation too.
Weird. And
so they started chasing down all these the companies that were tied to this, who was renting this building also, and they ended up being a bunch of cover companies. They're fake companies, but they traced it back far enough that they were able to tell that it was involving the Chinese.
Whoa! Wait a minute.
179 miles.
Here we go.
That's where I got the 200 miles from. Yeah, Richter said the same thing. But it's the world we live in now. Hopefully, deglobalization is not going to be easy. But the upside of it is that we're going to be able to take back more control of everything. They're talking about, was it Minnesota? Someplace in the upper United States, they found a lithium deposit. So they're talking about opening a lithium mine and doing it, which makes it so we're taking care of our own stuff now. Okay,
Such a turd.
They can trade.
Oh man, is that not the biggest joke ever? And even my dad and his wife called me, and they're like, "What do you think they're gonna do with Archer? And are they ever gonna make anybody accountable?"
Hunter?
Huh?
Hunter?
Yeah, Hunter Biden, but they were. Archer had to come in, Devon, his partner.
Oh, his partner.
Yeah. So, and I was like, this is never happening, because when right now you have too many people on both sides that are worried, and let's not kid ourselves. We all know they're corrupt. They have to be one of they're so bought. It's not even funny. And so I am so proud of this judge, and I even told my dad, I'm really surprised she's not dead.
Are you talking about the plea deal?
Yes. And so I'm so proud of that, and so proud of that judge, and I just hope she doesn't make the Clinton hit list. And so, finally we have judges that are standing up for patriotism and letting you know that they're not going to take advantage of the American people. And so anyway, I just, it's never going to happen. I don't see a conviction. I really don't. Archer's not cooperating anyway. And so, there was the attorney that's defending Biden is a joke, absolute joke. I mean, what a douche. And he literally, it was, well, he talks to his dad every day. And there were only 20 phone calls. And, it was, we were at dinner, and that was every year. So he divided it up, and it's 2 phone calls.
Okay,
two phone calls a month for 10 years.
Okay, let's take this back in the right direction. All right.
Because that would be 2 phone calls a year.
Maine. Was it Maine? I don't know. Let's take this back in the right direction, okay? Everything that we're talking about is a reason, one of the reasons why we're here telling the message, why we have these lives. So we can spread this message.
Yeah. See that one? Yeah, this is what I'm saying. So see that one?
See, why are you derailing? Why are you trying to?
I'm telling because it's important. It is important stuff. He is only going to get a slap on the wrist.
You won't even get that.
Yeah, right.
But this is why it's important that we become involved in local politics. I know I don't like being involved in local politics. I can't stand it.
They asked you to. They only asked you to run Democrat, though. So they were wrong.
But this is why we need to be involved, and we need to be involved at the local level, because this is how we make the building blocks, build our communities, so we can affect things at the state level, and eventually, hopefully, we can still affect things at the federal level. And even if we can't, local is way more responsive, and we'll be able to insulate ourselves and inoculate ourselves from the disease that is Washington, D.C. and professional politics. Okay. So that's why we go and do what we do, and why we're building community.
Are you kidding me? Silver lining. No.
So to mine crypto, you have to have computers, and it runs an algorithm, and it mines Bitcoins. It's a computer thing. It's very energy intensive and very hardware intensive. That's why there's these websites you can go to, and you can add your computer to these websites, and you become part of a distributed what's it called? But basically a distributed network where you're running little bits of the algorithm to mine these Bitcoins, these crypto coins.
Call it slapped freedom.
Well, I'm not sure if you could. You couldn't do it commercially. You could do it as an individual citizen, but they've got people building companies that's what they do. In fact, we invested in a company 5 or 6 years ago, maybe longer than that. We invested in a company in Iceland that was crypto mining. But they weren't crypto mining. They were working with blockchain, which is what crypto is based on. But they were using the thermal energy created by the volcanoes in Iceland to run the generators to power all the computers, and then they were using the water coming off the glaciers that's like barely above freezing to cool these supercomputers. It's actually a really cool setup they had.
So Faith, I get what you're saying, but and that's fine. But what I'm saying is, when I said, "Oh no, it's terrible," is because we have a small town, very small town here in Kansas, and they are fighting like hell to not let that come in, because it's a huge eyesore. Not only is it a huge eyesore, but it also draws so much energy that they will have power outages, and probably are going to have to be forced to get the industrial solar in so that they can do that. Now, industrial solar, what is that? Basically, they're taking farmland. And so all of these little things are connected, and so they're not necessarily good things. So, but I do get what you're saying. There, for it, against it, there's freedom. But yeah, no, I don't know.
Well, Texas wants to secede. Homesteaders need to secede in their own way.
Right.
I don't know. Secession, is that the right?
Secession.
Because, but we don't want to, we do not want to withdraw from the country.
They're not giving up their government. What they're saying is, I'm tired of being taken advantage of, and you stealing all of our money.
I get the point, but I'm not sure.
You make $1,000 a month, but you only see 400 of it.
I'm not sure seceding is the right way to describe it.
That's what Texas is trying to do.
But I'm talking what we're trying to do. I'm not talking about Texas. And Texas isn't trying to do it yet.
They're talking about it.
Well, they're talking about it every place.
That's true.
And that's all it is right now.
Missouri and Kansas.
There's a lot of talk in the Patriot community.
Yeah.
Big question is, are you going to start doing? I know a lot of people that are in chat here are actually doing something.
I lost Faith Kate. Oh, you're not showing it. That's why.
Where? Which one?
Set to one back. Never mind. She was talking to somebody else. Oh. Aliens exist. They're coming over the border in droves.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's another problem.
Oh, that's a new one.
What's that?
It's buffering on his end, not our end. That's cool.
Huh, interesting.
So Rabbit says the U.S. state of Missouri passed the Digital Asset Mining Protection Act on March 7th to protect the rights of crypto miners. That's awesome. Yeah. See, Rabbit, you got to quit telling me this kind of stuff because you make me miss living on the other side of the state line. Goodness.
Boy.
Yeah, I think freesteading concept's probably a better description than
I would agree with that.
And you know what? Even if seceding is the right word, again, words have meaning. It's the connotation versus the meaning, and the connotation of secession is not a very pretty picture. Let's be honest with it.
Well, it comes with consequences too, so there's that. Not that freesteading doesn't.
Right. But. Let's see. Starlets. Encourage everyone to look into copper towers on your land. Heating your home and heat with geothermal heat, crystals, and peak rock salt. Okay. I'm going to have to look that up. I'm not quite sure what those are.
I don't do Himalayan salt. I used to, but I don't do it anymore. And what happened was you got on this whole made in the USA kick and all of this stuff, and he was trying to tell me. And then I was also remembering some of the wars and things like that were going on, and some of the things that happened to our country. And I went in with what'd she say?
She's on the very dark side of the state line in Illinois. Your governor is evil.
Move here, Faith.
I'm just going to say your Prickster is evil.
And so,
Prickster's name? Yeah, Prickster.
But somebody else was talking about that. But so Himalayan salt, if you actually look at where it's made, it's right in Afghanistan, Muslim countries.
Yeah.
No, it's right. It tells you exactly where they're at, and it's all right where the Taliban is. So I would not. I won't buy it. It's just me. It's not a racist thing. It's a governmental choice. It's my choice, my personal choice. I'm saying I'm not going to support the Taliban. So do your own research, look it up, all of that. If I'm wrong, let me know that I'm wrong. I don't think I am, but there's that. Redmond salt is better.
Yes, anyway. I am. I'm definitely surrounded by K-State and KU flags all the time. It just drives me nuts.
Gosh. And then nobody has a filter over here. There's no filters. Like you're out.
Let's be honest. There's no filters on the Missouri side either.
You know what? I never got comments in Missouri like I get here. I mean, people, there's no limit. Men just say whatever the hell they want. There's no respect for women. There's no nothing. Not every man. I'm just saying there's a lot of it. So maybe a change in times. Maybe that's it. I don't know. I don't know what the hell's wrong with people. I'm getting out of the truck going into TJ Maxx to get bedding, and I have to listen to crap.
We need to create a Lutheran church and call our husband as pastor. We'll head to Kansas.
There's a Lutheran church here.
Where?
Yeah, I think there's one in Holton. I'm pretty sure.
Is that Lutheran?
Mm-hmm. Well, there's several churches.
Well, I know there's several churches. I didn't realize there was a Lutheran church.
Yeah, I believe there is. Let's get you transferred.
Tamara said, "Be your Texan. We get it. No, you know what? There's a difference between having no filter and being
Just crude.
overstepping the line.
Crude people. And I don't
Maybe you're
dress.
hanging around the wrong places when I'm not home.
I have to go into the city if I want something, right? Because there's nothing up here in a small town. So I have to go down there. I don't dress
Why don't you
inappropriate.
go try it on the
Do I dress inappropriate?
No, not anymore.
What? Get out of here.
Or is it not enough?
Stop. I'm trying to respect you.
Well, and that was a conversation we had too about younger kids.
Yeah, so here's the thing, especially all these young kids, and the girls have lost modesty, and so and they're just the short shorts and their butt hanging out of their shorts, and then the little halter tops and all of that stuff, and there comes a time that that's not appropriate, and so this is my opinion, and so when you're with the man that you want to be with, right, at the time, whether it's a boyfriend, fiance, husband, whatever, why would you disrespect him dressing like that? And in return, if he likes you dressing like that, why would you want to be with him? He's putting you in a dangerous position.
Well, if that's the only reason he wants to be
right. If that's the only reason, G said that. If that's the only reason why he wants to be with you, girl, don't get pregnant. Don't get older, because you're going to lose. So anyway.
Yeah, that's probably not good conversation to have.
What'd you say? In New Orleans?
Party in New Orleans.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
We tried really hard to get stationed there.
Did we?
I'm glad we didn't.
No, that would have been bad.
Oh, had I got New Orleans coming off of
We'd have never met.
No, we were already married.
You were trying to get 29 Palms.
29 Palms, New Orleans, or Kansas City.
I didn't realize it was New Orleans.
Yeah.
I don't know that
Doc
I would
went
agree
there.
to that.
Doc went
Did
to that
he?
unit too. We would have had Doc there with us.
Oh, man.
How cool would have that been?
That would have been cool. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, you know what, Faith? I've heard a lot of people say that about New Orleans. In fact, she said when she was down there, she was not.
I wasn't too happy.
Not a big fan.
Yeah, no. So and this was years ago, but I went down there, and first of all, they had Mardi Gras, and we were even weeks after Mardi Gras, and it still smelled like urine. The food was bad, and it was just weird. I don't know how to explain it. It was just really, it didn't feel right. I'm going to say it. It felt
demonic.
Yeah, it was weird. Really,
didn't you
really
go
weird.
into a Grigri shop too?
We went into a shop that was connected to this voodoo shop, and I walked in, and then immediately I saw the girl that was behind the counter, and I knew she was being trafficked, and I started getting really sick to my stomach, and it was just nasty. And I told everybody, I said, I gotta go. And we had not eaten at that restaurant, and so I'm not sure if that muffaletta or whatever, if that was it. But I came back, I told Garen, I said, I swear, I think I was cursed. And he asked why, and I said, well, I went in there and I just started, asking questions. Here's what happened, and that kind of thing. And I don't know if I believe in that, that they can curse you, but I'm telling you, it was really strange things.
I don't know.
So
maybe you manifested it.
No, because I didn't even think
felt
about
so
that.
bad about it.
No,
in here.
No, I don't think so. I think God told me to get out of there. So, and then we went on that haunted. It's like a horse wagon. You can get on there, and they take you around. And Angelina Jolie's house and Brad Pitt was there. Their house. So when you look at it, it was really weird. They used shards of glass to keep people off of the gates. It was
but you saw that down in Mexico too.
I didn't.
You see that? In fact, the United States.
I didn't.
The United States, it does. People don't use it very often. You go overseas,
yeah,
and that's very common.
It just seemed bizarre to me.
Take that broken glass and set it in cement on top of the gate.
Everything just really seemed bizarre, but I didn't care for it. Haven't been back since. I have no desire to go back. So, and even the graveyards were kind of weird.
It's because they can't bury their dead
Yeah.
because they're below sea level.
Oh,
So they have to have all those crypts.
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Come on, didn't you? You've seen Easy Rider with me. Yes, you did. It's where they were dropping acid in the.
I don't watch stupid movies.
Oh, don't say that about Easy Rider. You see what I have to put up with? Come on, somebody back me up. Easy Rider is an American classic. See, yeah, Chuck says the glass on top is very, very common.
Yeah, they're in mortar. Yeah, it was weird. It was just weird to me. So maybe I was just uncomfortable because I've never seen anything like that. That was a whole new experience. So, but could have been it.
Okay, well, we're running close to an hour and 30
Holy
minutes.
smoke!
Yeah.
We got feed to get out of the truck because look at there. Well, it's a little bit of sun, but it's
No.
gonna rain. So
It's muggy. It's gonna all be all clumpy anyway. Cause it's
just
so
leave
muggy.
when you put it in. Just leave the lids unscrewed so it can dry out.
It doesn't last that long.
Okay, all right. So my house in Mexico has broken bottles on top of 25-foot water. Okay, so not something I would have ever thought
Maybe we should
about,
do
and
that
it
out
was
front.
really weird. Well, then you have to pay to put up a wall.
I'll just learn how to do it. I'll learn how to do everything else.
Do you?
I'll do the Adobe. I'll do the base for the Adobe oven to learn how to do mortar, and then I'll build a great
Just
big
don't
wall.
put glass in my Adobe oven, please.
No.
So, 2 inches of rain this morning.
That rolled
Yep.
through here. That rolled through here at
Yep.
about.
I know at 5:30.
It came in earlier than that though.
It was pouring at 5:30.
But yeah, so I need to get out, get changed.
I only know that because Tracy told me. Her husband didn't wake her up to milk because it was storming so bad.
So we've got. If you guys are going to be near Hannibal, drop by and see us.
Yeah.
The Hacks are going to be there with some. They're bringing their first tent. Well, are they going to have their own tent? Are they bringing
Yes.
their own tent?
Yep. They've already.
They're riding with us.
Well, we're gonna take an extra pop-up tent because he found the one that he wants, but she won't let him order it until they do 2 festivals to see if they make money on it.
Okay.
So we'll take an extra one. That way they can use it. They're not sitting in the heat. And then, but they've got some really cool stuff, guys. Really, really cool stuff. There's a magnet for a chainsaw. There's garden signs that are just beautiful. I've seen them before. A little jealous and a little ticked off that I don't have any of those, but they're going to be a great price. There's going to be a packet of 10 for $80. And then if you want singles to add on to it, I think those are going to be $10 or something like that. So
I'm having him make me some custom range markers for the rifle range. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful work. And it's all cedar wood, so it lasts outside. You don't have to worry about anything. It's like set, glazed, and all of that stuff. So they last a long time.
And even if you don't have tickets and you're in the neighborhood,
Come shopping.
Come shopping. Come see us. Hannibal's a great place to go visit. They got some really cool stuff there.
Heck, we were just talking about the Mexican restaurant that Patty likes. And so if you guys want to come over, like she does not eat Mexican food. And then this was one dish she said she would try and she actually likes it. So I'm excited to get Mexican food.
No, Rabbit Marshfield is the last weekend in October.
No. Last weekend in October is
not October, August.
Yeah.
25th to the 27th.
Yeah, we'll go to Hannibal, and then that last weekend we'll go to. We had to put that in the community.
Yeah,
remarks.
I'll put the.
I've got everything in the calendar.
I'll be where we are.
And then so we hope to see you out there. And then is that who we're picking up birdhouses?
No,
from?
we're picking up the birdhouses from Hutch.
Okay, all right.
I got to get with him and make arrangements.
Yeah, so we're just trying to help everybody out. If you sell a little bit here and there now,
if you guys
don't get me wrong, we're not carting your crap all over the place, but if we can try to help you out a little bit here and there.
So they can see what we're doing from Hutch. So when I was down at the Missouri get-together, Hutch was passing these out, and this one isn't finished. This one doesn't have the hanger on it because he ran out. He ran out of time. So Hutch makes these primitive birdhouses, and so we're gonna buy some off of him and take him down to Marshfield and see if we can sell
And he
them.
paints them too, right?
Well, he makes ones where he takes a Dremel and he cuts designs out here, and you put a tea light in it, and they look really cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they look really cool.
Yeah.
So that's
So-
what we're getting.
Yeah, but we're excited. But don't start contacting us. Just carry your stuff all over the state because that's not happening.
Do what?
We're helping out a few people here and there. I don't.
Well, he's on the way.
We've
They're on the
got-
way. That's why we can do it.
Right. So we're gonna just pick those up and do that, and then because I'm just thinking because we've got bill stuff and then all of that. I just don't
First
want
week-
anybody to get the impression that we're gonna do
First
that.
week in October is Midwest Preparedness Festival here at Pear Lake. That's the first weekend
That's
in
the
October.
first sister, and then after that is SRF, and then after that is Kentucky Sustainable Living.
No, SRF is the first one.
No, are you sure? Let me get my calendar.
SRF is the last weekend.
No, you're wrong.
There's the second weekend in
No, you're wrong.
September. I'm not wrong.
Okay, well, we're gonna find out.
I may be wrong on the exact date, but I know it's
Let's go
in
to
September.
October. So Midwest Preparedness Festival is the week. It starts October 2nd and goes through the 8th. SRF
Is
is
October? I stand
13th,
corrected.
14th, and 15th. And then this is when we leave for Kentucky, and Kentucky is the last weekend of October.
All right,
This is
Faith
why I
got me.
run the schedule. Actually, Patty runs it. I'd forget too. So,
Yeah, I really don't care.
yes, you do.
If I had my druthers, I'd rather not go to these things. Be truthful with you. Seriously.
Stop it. Well, now I'm cooking at SRF, and Midwest. So two of the sisters, I'm gonna be slaving my butt off. I need you.
So Faith says she's been looking for places to stay all day.
And where
For which-
SRF?
For SRF.
We're Kentucky's. Look at some of the bed and breakfast. And so if you go into, how did I do that? It was through, not truly. I got to get out of
Hotels.com?
real estate. No. It's
I'm ignoring you,
Trivago.
Starla.
Go to Trivago.com, right? And then put in your destination, your dates, how many rooms, that kind of thing that you need. And then what it does is it pulls up like hotels.com and all these other different sites and all of that, and even the original sites of the hotel. And you can look and see what the cheapest price is and then get them in there. But you want to start doing that now, because if you don't,
I really don't
what
want
did
to
you
camp.
say?
The Best Western.
At SRF? Okay. Well,
really do not want to camp.
We'll see. But yeah, so then and we stayed at a hotel the last night because it was so miserable.
Not at SRF.
Yeah, on the way back, remember, we got a
that doesn't
hotel
count.
room.
Faith, you can, if you get, you can camp there on the compound, and they've got a shower
Mhm.
that's got an on-demand water heater. I mean, it's not the warmest water,
But it works.
but it works,
And then porta potty.
and a porta potty.
I just don't know. There's so many activities that are supposed to be happening Saturday night. I just don't know.
Well, you stay sober, I'll drink, and we'll stay and have a good time.
Whatever. But I don't know. You had a lot of people missing you at the campfire last year. So.
It's because I started talking to Crazy Lady.
No, that's not who was asking. Well, she did later on. But
No.
that's not who was asking.
The reason
for it.
why I missed the campfire is because Crazy Lady was talking.
Oh, I
to me.
thought you were drinking beer with John. That's what
No,
you
I was
said.
drinking beer with Spags and Data first after you guys left,
Oh.
and then Crazy Lady cornered me, and
So it's not bad. That. She don't know. There was just somebody that
I'm not even sure she remembers who we are.
had she been drinking?
I'll fill
She
if
wasn't
you're
a-
at SRF, I'll fill you in.
She wasn't a speaker, so I'm not sure why she was even in there.
You know what? If you can bring me some,
Some good old Missouri moonshine.
yep,
Apple pie, please.
we can make our own.
Or I can just
I wanted to still start
I
distilling.
don't have to smell it. So anyway,
Okay. Look,
and peach would be good too. Well, now I'm asking for too much. I'll get some out at SRF. So
yeah. See, Chuck knows who I'm talking. Chuck knows who I'm
Of course
talking
you do.
about. Chuck knows who I'm talking about. Am I over? Yes or no?
I just don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
Am I over exaggerating it?
It was weird. I'm not gonna lie.
All right.
Next thing you know, I had a pamphlet put in my face and being asked to join a commune. It was weird. All because you had a conversation with her. You should have just kept your trap shut.
And I told her what a wonderful person you were. And then I took her over to the campfire and let her
Suck
loose
her
on
on
Angela,
me.
and I went to bed.
He did.
Well, I knew exactly what I was doing.
I was so mad.
Okay, look, we're at an hour and 35 minutes. This has been a great conversation.
Yeah.
I apologize for talking about the politics and the world stuff.
I don't.
It's just it was a question that was asked last week, and it's all stuff that's going to start affecting us
Right.
on
It's
a personal level.
chain reaction.
You know, I made the comment about the rice last week, and I was wrong. There's been panic buying, and people are buying rice and they're emptying shelves off.
Yeah.
So even if there's not a shortage in the supply coming in, there's a shortage.
It's going to take a while to get it back in.
You know, so it's something that we got to look out for. You know, so it's just one of those
hopefully if you
things.
started 5 years ago, hopefully you got enough put up. So
Building community, getting involved in politics, and educating. Become educated. Know about this stuff before it hits the nightly news. You should know about this stuff before it becomes something on the mainstream media, so you can get different views at it. Don't just look at what they're telling you. Go find ground news is a great source of information because they tell you which bias is leaning where, and just go out and try to live a life done free. Can't even talk. Go out and live a life done free through it all. Maybe I should get speech therapy too when I go look at glasses.
Hearing aids would help.
You're the one that can't hear.
No, that's not true.
Just because I don't respond to you doesn't mean I don't hear.
Oh, well, that's nice.
The Rickster rice baby. All right, guys. Angela, anything you got to say?
Yeah, guys, tomorrow be 1% better than you were today. And until next time, guys, go live a life done free.
All right, guys. You guys take care.
Bye.
And I'm